Hey guys, Nate Bailey here. And before we jump into this podcast, I'd just like to turn your attention to a couple of things. First of all, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but we are doing a brand new series that we will air as soon as we get into a few episodes here, and it's called Into the Unknown. And what we're doing in that is we're like our ancestors, like our I come from fifth generation Oregonians, and my ancestors came over here before the wagon trains did, and they ventured into the unknown. So we want to do that as well with our hunting, and along with that, we're going to be bringing people into the unknown. So we're going to bring people that haven't hunted. They might have hunted one species or hunted a certain way and not hunted another way, and we're going to take them into the unknown and teach them a different way to hunt. Second thing is, we're working on a black-tailed deer series right now, and it's kind of a vlog, and those are semi-live updates. So as soon as I get done with the hunt, I get it edited, and I'm getting it updated and out by the next day. So you guys can keep track of what's going on. If you watch my Instagram accounts, you can see, hey, he's going out. If you see me out deer hunting, expect a video to come out. The third thing is if you could, we could sure use the support. So we do have a Patreon account if that's something that you like. We are making stickers as we speak for the Life Outdoors and for Barebow Hunter. If you support us on the Patreon account, we got some other things coming on the Patreon account, some exclusive items. So if you're a Patreon supporter, then there's going to be content that's just for you, and it'll be posted there, and only the people that are Patreon supporters will be able to access that. And then at last, we are coming out with more hats and t-shirts. I know it's been kind of weird trying to get this stuff out through the move and through all the other things that have gone on. It's been hard to get this stuff out. So we got hats again. We are taking orders again. Get yours before Christmas. We actually have them on sale right now. So if you want a Barebow Hunter hat, you've been waiting on one, right now is the time to get it. Head over to barebowhunters.com and look in the store, and you'll find them there. All right, now let's get into our next podcast. Welcome to the Barebow Hunter Podcast with your host, Nate Bailey and Jerry Goins, where we celebrate the ancient paths of our barebow ancestors, where hard work and woodsmanship outweigh advanced shooting devices, where we value those who've gone before us and welcome those yet to come. Join us as we share valuable insight about the barebow hunter's lifestyle. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of the Barebow Hunter and the Life Outdoors podcast. This is going to be a dual podcast today. And today we have with us Josh from Worksharp. Josh, I'm sorry I don't have your last name.
It's Warren.
Josh
Yep.
Warren. All right. And Josh, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? You talked a little bit before we got going here about that you like to hunt, and you've started hunting down here too. And we're in Southern Oregon right now, but could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so Worksharp is we're based in Southern Oregon. We're neighbors with you guys, and my role here is to get people stoked about our products, using the tools, and getting them out there in the field in people's hands who are showing, the everyday hunter how to use them and get them excited about it. So that's a fun job for me. I enjoy doing that, and I enjoy using our tools. Work for a great company that I can actually use when I pursue my own hobbies of getting out in the woods and getting after some animals. Yeah,
so I've used Worksharp, and and I'm going to butcher this. I use the guide field sharpener. Is that right?
Guided field sharpener.
Okay, guided because it has the guides on it. Yep. And I put some stuff on Instagram. For those of you guys that haven't seen the Instagram, you can head over there. But I put some stuff on Instagram using it, showing how I use it for my broadheads. But I also wanted to before we get into that, I'm jumping ahead. Before we get into that, I was going to talk to you a little bit about some of you guys' research and development, because that guided field sharpener is pretty awesome. I mean, there was a lot of thought put into that thing.
It's probably my favorite tool that we have. I mean, we've got some bigger sharpeners, some powered stuff that's really capable, but bang for your buck and sharpener for the money and space, this thing is, I guess, the best thing in the world. So there's five different surfaces on it. You got a coarse diamond, fine diamond, coarse ceramic, fine ceramic, and then a leather strop to finish it off. So you can go from a knife that's just beat to having something razor sharp, and it can really save you in the field if you need to do some heavy work.
Yeah, for those of us that shoot traditional stuff, sometimes you hit stumps and logs instead of the animal. It's nice to have that thing along. I actually did that turkey season this year. I missed, and I had that along. I could use that same arrow over.
Yeah.
And going through, and it nicked it pretty bad. You know, some of the Southern Oregon stuff.
Yikes, yeah.
Especially we had up, 140 and right there at the Oaks, and that those rocks are just horrible on stuff. But so you guys do a lot of research and development. You have several people using your items out there, and they're probably giving you feedback.
Always, yeah.
Yeah. So I do know a couple of my buddies up at Born and Raised. Those guys are using they use both, I'm pretty sure, but.
Yeah, when they go out though for their elk season, they're going out for sometimes 5, 8, 10 days at a time, and so they're looking to shave off weight wherever they can. So yeah, they carry the little brother. It's called the pocket sharpener, the guided pocket sharpener, and just slim down. It's just diamond and ceramic, and basically the biggest thing about that is the ceramic, that you can keep a knife tip top shape, razor sharp if you're maintaining it frequently, or broadheads. If it's just been, maybe the arrows are floating in the bed of the truck or the pack, heaven forbid, but not taking the best care of them, or between seasons, make sure to just touch them up. They were sharp, keep them sharp. That's the biggest thing, because when steel gets dull, the first thing that happens is that razor edge will roll to one side, and then if it gets enough pressure, it rolls back to the other side, and then eventually it'll actually break off. But if you prevent that and you keep it straight with a ceramic, and that ceramic just kind of pushes it back straight, you can keep a knife sharp or a blade sharp for a lot longer than if you have to go back and resharpen all the time. So maintenance is 90% of it.
Gotcha. I've never even thought about the maintenance side of it.
Yeah, that's
it's always been when I miss something, or my big thing too is hunting these blacktail second season is with the water. And I have foam in, traditional guys don't have, the fancy quivers. Our quivers have the foam in them, and it just soaks the water in, so they get rusted.
Yeah.
So I have to hit them all the time. I'm always messing with my broadheads, but that's pretty cool. I didn't realize you guys looked at it that level.
Yeah, it's cool and that's why we put the leather on there too, on the field sharpener, mostly just because if you're halfway through an animal and stop, and that's on the field dressing side, but if you just want to pull some rust off, it's just surface rust on there. Yeah, use something like the leather. So it's really, I can't take any credit for it. It's the guys back in the R&D department who are just rock stars. But it's cool that I get to talk about it.
Right. Yeah. No. Also with that one, if you pull the stones off of it, well, they're not stones; they're actually diamonds, right?
Yeah, it's just a metal diamond plate. And
I've heard guys just taking the plates in the woods with them.
Yeah, if you want to go pretty light, you can definitely take the plates with you. We've the coolest thing about this, and you guys don't want to hear me just sell it to you, but here I go. The coolest thing about this is it teaches you how to sharpen.
Right.
And so by putting all the guides together and the different coarseness of grits on the abrasives, it teaches you how to start at a 20 degree and gives you that feel of where is that. And so you get the muscle memory for sharpening at about 20 degrees, and then.
Why do we want 20 degree?
Well, so it's, any knife comes at a factory setting. Most outdoor hunting knives are going to be anywhere between like 18 and 30. A kitchen knife might be closer to 15, and then a machete might be closer to like 40. And basically, that's the, I guess, a finer angle, maybe say 10 degrees, is going to be a really fine, sharp, razor sharp. It's going to feel super sharp, but is more fragile.
Gotcha.
And so the more wide angle you go up to 40 degrees on like a machete, you want, that blade's not meant to shave hair.
Right.
It probably could if you had it, really refined at 45 degrees, but essentially you want it to hold up. And so what you're doing is by leaving a wider angle, you're keeping more steel closer to the bevel, closer to the tip of the blade, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So 20 degrees is usually a nice compromise between something really fine and something that's a little bit more of a sturdy angle.
Gotcha.
So it feels really sharp. Shave hair with it, no problem. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so we kind of made that call. That's a lot of what we do. And if you do use our tools as a system, then most of the guides we offer are between 20 and 25 degrees, and that can create what you would call like a micro bevel. So if you sharpen at 20 degrees and then you come in and you hone at 25, you're essentially you're bringing that tip in a little wider angle. It's going to be stronger, but you're not, you don't have to remove a whole lot of material to get there. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, and so like on my knives, I don't sharpen my knives off of that. I use that for maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
I sharpen with your belt. I don't know the name of it. The
we
little belt.
We just call it our knife and tool sharpener.
Yeah, the knife and tool sharpener. The little knife and tool sharpener. And then then I use that to clean it up in the woods, or, again, if it gets rusty.
Yeah, that's a pretty, we hear that a lot. It's a pretty common solution. We definitely wanted to make it easy for guys to be able to just like maintain their knives like that and not have to worry about like a bunch of different systems.
Right. So, okay, so I interrupted you. Now you're going to tell us how this kind of it teaches you how to do that.
Yeah, it does. And mostly because it gives you those guides, you build that muscle memory, and then you walk through the different progressions of the grit. And so what guys will do is they'll learn what that 20 degrees feels like, and then they'll just take a plate, usually the fine diamond plate, and they'll just take that into the field, and they can touch up a knife, and that's all the weight they've gotten. I mean, I don't know how much it weighs exactly, but it's got to be an ounce or two.
The whole tool doesn't weigh that. The whole sharpener doesn't weigh that much. But for those of you guys can't see it, so what it has on it is it has a guide. It's got angles.
It's like a ramp. Yeah, it's a 20-degree ramp.
I'm gonna have to make a YouTube video to show this. But so it's got a ramp on there, and then that starts with two different grits on either side. Mm-hmm. And then the thing I like about it is once you pull those off, it's got a little cavity in here, and then it's got
just those are instructions.
Yeah. I should probably read them, but I didn't. What I did is I threw my bowstring inside there, so I carry my bowstring inside that, and then it also has on it. It has the broadhead sharpeners, which are
or just a broadhead
or
wrench.
broadhead wrench. Sorry,
you pull them off
and then mine has regular.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's just a fancy version.
Fancy.
It's all blacked
out. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's all the same stuff.
So.
Yep.
And when you guys are doing this, so as you guys are researching and you figure out those bevels and stuff like that, do you have guys using this stuff out in the field quite a bit?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
like you're one of them.
Yeah, I definitely. So we had like this product, the field sharpener has been out for a little while, but we got a couple others in the pipeline. They're always working on something. And I sat down in a meeting the other day, and they said, "Hey, give it a try. Let us know what you think." And I'm giving them. Hey, what if we made that button look like this? What if we, I can't say too much, but we got some cool stuff coming. So we did. So we sent. We're working on a tool called the backcountry sharpener, and so we sent a few of those actually to the Born and Raised guys. I got a couple buddies over at Benchmade who they're out hunting a lot, and gave some to them and said, hey, what's the feedback? We actually came back and scrapped the tool, at least in that version.
Right.
And so kind of cool to see that. We're listening to that feedback. We were all pretty excited about it, and then as we started using it more, we thought this isn't actually the tool that we want it to be. It was a little heavier than we wanted, and provided more than you needed to call it a true backcountry sharpener. So, kind of scrap that, take it back to the drawing board. It was a cool idea. We were using, I won't say, but it was a cool form factor. Right. We'll probably still use something like that to keep it real compact, but it was a little heavy.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the one thing that I've noticed with Worksharp, and if you guys haven't gone over to their Instagram, you need to go check out their Instagram. You guys are coming on pretty strong within the hunting community. Mm-hmm. You've really kind of, because I've been around Worksharp for a long time. I used there's a tool sharpener that has a big belt disc on top.
Yeah, like a wood tool sharpener.
Yeah, wood tool sharpener. I've used that thing for years. Before I even thought about.
Do you use that for broadheads?
No, I haven't.
Just for like chisels and.
For chisels and axes.
Okay.
And I've done a lot of like different types of cold chisels I use on it, but and then wood chisels, of course. But I've used that a lot, and then I got into the belt sanders for my knives, and my son's a butcher.
Okay.
Or was a butcher. He's moved out of it now, but he was a butcher for Rogue Meats for quite a while.
Okay.
And so he's always kept. I mean, he always got after me for my sharps.
Our best customers are the butchers. Man, they're using it like crazy.
So I moved into that other sharpener, and I tell you what, like we're in duck season now, and all the stuff that I do duck hunting, man, a sharp knife. You lose so much meat if you don't have a sharp knife. So. I've used that, and then I moved right into these once I saw these come out. And I have to say that I use this one during elk season and deer season, probably deer season a lot more. I use it every day just because I have to take that rust off, you know?
Yeah.
But, so coming on strong in the hunting world, like your Instagram page, you guys are showing a lot more stuff. And then you've got several hunters on board, Born and Raised has helped you out, and then you guys got Meat Eater also is helping.
Some of those guys are on there. Who else? Mark Peterson, who does the Worldwide Trophy Adventures. So he's a couple of guides work for him, and he's always out hunting and stuff. And
right.
Yeah, he just got back from like a caribou hunt in Newfoundland. It was kind of cool to see some of the pictures.
That's cool.
There. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, there's definitely guys out there giving us some feedback. Actually, Mark he swung through and got a Columbia blacktail up out of Roseburg.
Right on.
A Columbia whitetail.
Whitetail.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me. And so, I got lunch with him during the middle of that. And I think it was that night that he actually punched the tag. And it was cool to sit down with him and, just get some feedback and have him walk through some of the new stuff that we were doing. We just came out with, I don't even have him here, some like pull-through style sharpeners, which some of us might consider that a step backwards, but really our goal is to make sure that at every level of sharpening, guys I've used those, everyone's used those at some point, whether you're just getting into it or it's just the cheap solution that you got to get your hands on. And so we've all used that, and our goal is just to make it better in some way, and so we did. And there's some really cool innovations there. You guys can check them out. They're just called Pivot. It's a Pivot series of sharpeners. And it's a pull-through style. Anyway, so we were getting some feedback from him, and they work really good for fillet knives.
Oh, wow.
And so we're hearing that, and we thought, well, that wasn't really why we designed it, but it's great to hear that, and that's why we have guys in the field who are testing this stuff for us and letting us know, how we can sell them better and how we can improve the product better.
Right. Yeah. I think the innovation part is what has really intrigued me over the last probably 3 years, 4 years, as far as the stuff that you're putting out has really intrigued me, because I mean, just the rod on the back, just being able to change from a coarse to a fine, and then you got a hook sharpener
there's
there.
a groove in there for fish hooks.
Yeah. I use that a lot with my broadheads. I use that with my 3 blades. I run my 3 blades across it before I stroke them, and then it's got leather on the back as well. But the innovation that's all packed into that is pretty cool. That's kind of why I wanted to come down here, is because it's kind of exciting to see a company that does a lot of tool sharpening and things like that. So Derek's, the mother company, right, started with Drill Doctor.
Yeah. So it's Derek's is. I hate saying it's a parent company. It's all family-owned business, and we all work under the same roof here in Ashland. And but Derek's is the name of the company, and then under that, there's the first thing is an industrial line of like drill bit and CNC bit sharpeners.
Right.
So like our customers are like auto manufacturers, aerospace manufacturers like Boeing and Tesla and Ford, and so really cool companies to be able to sell product to.
Yeah.
It's not a huge piece of our business. It's a good. It's great to have that, and a lot of technology advancement comes from there.
Right.
But there's only so many of those large scale companies that need to buy sharpeners over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that scaled down to Drill Doctor about probably 20 years ago. And then Drill Doctor's been going strong. We've innovated a couple of spaces. We have a little bit more coming on with that, but really it's that's a fighting battle for us on the business side of things. It's interesting just because of the drill bits are getting cheaper, and people kind of treat them disposable, and so that means the tools have to get cheaper. And if we make those cheaper, we can't spend that money innovating. And so we really realized that knife sharpening is where we want to be. It's a lot of fun. It's really exciting for us as a company and the people who work here to be able to build tools that we use more.
Right.
Everyone uses a knife, whether it's in the kitchen or whether you are a hunter or you work on the farm or
butcher,
DIY
chef,
guy. Everybody.
Just backcountry climber, whatever. You
gotta have
sailor
sharp tools. So that's the focus is to head that way and to kind of run that way as fast as we can and become the brand when it comes to knife sharpening, and say, okay, we're gonna every option for us to create a solution, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it better than what's out there, and we're gonna give it to the customers at a value that we think is fair and probably beats the competition. I think I get excited about it on the business side of things because it's where I show up to work every day. But from a consumer side of things, I think it's exciting because there's a brand that's relatively local, at least if you are in Oregon or in the Northwest or even in the U.S. I mean, we're here, we're real people. We got 120 people who are building these tools out there, and it's a fun way to kind of see our tools show up in a space that it fuels our hobbies, and we're part of the industry. So
the innovation part has really been very interesting to me to watch over the years, because I used Drill Doctor back when I used to work at Caterpillar for a lot of years, and we couldn't afford to buy, you just couldn't, and so to see that progress throughout the years and the innovation on all of it, all those machines are crazy, and so that's kind of why I'm excited about this, because I can't wait to see. If this is if the field sharpener, the guided field sharpener is you're still building off of that, I can't wait to see what's coming out. That thing's pretty thought out.
I don't even know how they're gonna top that one, but they're awesome and they're working on some cool stuff. So it's a good group of guys, and I'm always surprised at what they're coming out with. So whether it's if you want ultimate precision or if you want if you want a quick and easy type of sharpening, there's always gonna be something there. Right.
So those are the two that we carry in the back country. But also for around the house, I always get my knives going before I get out. And that's the knife and tool sharpener is the one I use.
Yep.
You guys have several. We're getting a phone call in here.
This thing's gonna page us. There's a lot, and a lot of the innovation recently has come into the kitchen space. So not something that that we share on our Instagram or so much, but what's actually growing a bit is those kitchen sharpeners. One of the cool things that it probably matters to some people, but if you're going to keep this thing on your counter, it's important that it collects all the dust. And so we actually have a vacuum magnet system to collect any shavings from your knife so that you don't end up with a mess on your counter. And then just some premium type of features where they built in leather lined guides so that your knife face doesn't get scratched if you've got expensive chef's knives or kitchen knives. So some cool stuff there. And then one of the tools they came out with, I didn't understand this at first, but they have this ceramic wheel, but instead of sliding the knife across the wheel actually just rotates and spins, and so you roll your knife across it, and what that's doing is it's kind of this offset track of two wheels, and as you pull through it, it straightens out that edge, just like I was telling you earlier. If you get any rollover or a burr that forms, it's just rolling that and making that perfectly straight. So it's really interesting to think about sharpening without an abrasive and more just a
just pushing it back over.
So that was a cool piece that I don't know if that's out there in other sharpeners, but it's new for us and something that they worked hard to figure out how to do that and do it at the exact right angle. And
that's cool. And all that stuff is going to play right into the hunting world, and all of us hunters are cooks too, or else we wouldn't be hunting.
That's the whole reason I do it. So
yeah. So, Well, that gets us about 20 minutes, so I sure appreciate you coming on here. And you guys go over and check out Worksharp's Instagram and also your website. And
Yep,
you guys sell directly off the website too, don't you?
We do.
Right.
And yeah, not to plug it too much. It's Worksharp. It's worksharptools.com. Same with our Instagram, Worksharp Tools.
Right.
And we do have some of the best price of the year and free shipping right now on our site.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Definitely worth checking out. And yeah, we'll have some special goodies coming up after Thanksgiving. So keep your eye out and sharpen all those knives for butchering or for the holidays, whatever you've got coming around. These are great gifts too. If someone's not going to buy themselves a sharpener, then you can get it for them. Do them a favor. So,
yeah. What does the guided field sharpener run?
Those are, I think, on sale right now. They're $30.
Wow.
Normally they're $35. Yeah. And then the pocket sharpener, just that smaller version of it, is $15. So not gouging you there. This is we want to get these out there into people's hands.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you guys come out with.
Thanks, I'm excited to share it.
Yep. Alrighty. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Barebow Hunters Podcast. Hey, if you like what you heard, please give us a rating down below. We like the 5 stars. And follow us also on Instagram under Barebow Hunters. Go to our YouTube account, Barebow Hunter at YouTube, under the Life Outdoors heading. So that's Barebow Hunters YouTube under the Life Outdoors. Also, go in, join Barebow Hunter group on Facebook. Thanks again for listening.